You know, the last person that tried to invade my personal space while I was in my study, just enjoying myself, they found themselves in a homemade body bag made by my dog. I guess it's a good thing I enjoy your company then. Hello everyone, I'm Superspective and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please don't mind the mess. I thrive in chaos. This is my workspace. I know I need to clean it. It's on my to-do list. Now before we get into today's topic, which revolves all around the sensitive and titillating topic of love, please be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can see more of this adorable face, and go ahead and click that bell button to be notified whenever I post a new video and you don't miss out. Also, side note, if I'm jumbling on my words and it sounds like I have a dick in my mouth, I don't, unfortunately. I just produce a lot of mucus. It's allergy season. Anyways, hello friends. It is once again that time of the week where we detox over some tea talks. Now, if you are new to this channel or you are just a little unsure of what that is, basically what's going to happen is I'm going to share with you some interesting stories about my life, my week, how things are going, and we're just gonna have a sit down, we're gonna have a nice little one-on-one chat, and we're just gonna get to know each other for a hot second. So please get comfy, get cozy, grab your favorite age-appropriate beverage. Today I'm drinking water, and let's just get right on into it. Now, normally for these tea talks, I would have not one, not two, but three fabulous and riveting stories to tell you about my week. And if you're interested in seeing more of how that format works, go ahead and check out literally any of my other tea talks. I'd love to have you there. But today, and hopefully just today, I really only have one topic to share with you today. And hopefully I can make it your wild, but boy, this topic has been the main fucking focal point of my previous 2 to 3 weeks. But it's okay. Let's get started. So first off, happy motherfucking New Year's. I know I'm 20 days late on that, but better late than never, right? But yes, happy New Year's. I hope you all had a wonderful winter holiday. I hope it was filled with love and joy and gifts and all the wonderful things that you deserve. I, for one, spent my New Year's with strep throat. So I really started 2021 off with a f***ing hitch. It was great. Thanks for asking. But yes, even though I had strep throat for the New Year's still came along. And with that comes along the traditional cleaning out of things, getting rid of things that no longer service you, just a fresh, clean start. So normally to entertain the sort of cleaning ritual of the New Year's, I just clean out my space of all the material things in there that no longer serve me. So I'll get, there's a burp. So I'll get rid of clothes that no longer fit me or I don't wear, get rid of books that I've read and don't need, clean out any expired makeup. I literally physically clean out my material realm. But this year's cleaning was a little bit different than previous years, and it really put me through a doozy, to say the least. See, I had to let go of a handful of people, both willingly and by surprise. I think the best way for me to explain this is through an analogy, and if you know me and you've been through my channel, ya bitch loves a good analogy. My friend James and I, we have this analogy. It's called the Ballroom Analogy. So let me explain. So I want you to imagine this great big ballroom. And in that ballroom is your party and your guest list. In this ballroom, there is a large amount of circular tables, but there is only one large rectangular table. Now, because it is your party and your guest list, all the people in the ballroom are people that you know. So for example, all the people that are sat at circular tables are people that frequent your life, but you don't normally talk to them on a regular basis, but they still have a pretty good impact on your day-to-day life. So this might be friends, co-workers, distant family, etc., etc. Now the people that are at that large rectangular table sat in the middle of your ballroom, that is specifically reserved for your VIPs. So your very important people. And that again can range from friends, family, significant others, what have you. It's your table, you control who sits there. Now, because this is your party, you do have control over that guest list, meaning who's allowed to stay and who's gotta go. So when I say that I had to cut ties with some people, basically what that means is that although I love them a great amount and care for them a lot, we currently just don't serve many a purpose for each other, at least at this moment in time, or maybe not anymore. And as sucky as this sounds and as shitty as it was, I did have to ask them to leave my ballroom because I needed to make room for bigger and greater things to come in. Again, that doesn't mean that I don't love them romantically or platonically anymore. It just means that at this current moment in my life and the major shifts that are happening, there just isn't room at my party anymore for them. And yes, it fucking sucks. But along with the idea of I get to invite who I want to my party at my table, people also have free will. They can do whatever they want. So let's say that you might have someone sat at your rectangular table, which means that's someone that you care a great deal about. But that someone or some people decided that they would get up from your table. They might have gone to go get refreshments, go to the bathroom, go to a completely different party. Regardless, they're just no longer at your table at that current moment in time of your life. Some people in my life have decided to take steps back because there's other things that need to be handled, and although it feels like a loss, it doesn't mean that they're not welcome back at your party. It just means that at that current moment in time in their life, in my life, or whatever, there's other things that need to be attended to first before you can resume the fun of a party. Now again, for both my situation and perhaps yours, that does not mean that they don't care about you, that they don't like you, or, etc., etc. But it simply just means that although this party is a great amount of fun, everyone loves being here, there are just other things and tasks that need to be handled. And it's out of my control, it's out of their control, it's out of your control. That's just how life works, unfortunately. So stepping out of this ballroom analogy real fast and stepping back into real time, when I decided that I was going to let some people go, and when other people decided that they need to take step backs in our relationship, it felt like, in that moment, like a tremendous loss. It felt like my ballroom was suddenly empty because all these seats at my rectangular table were now empty and vacant. Now, when you go through a loss, or what feels like a loss, you go through the 5 stages of grief. That is denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and then acceptance. And I went through all of those stages. I'm a very intense person. I love and care for people romantically, platonically, family-wise, with a great passion. And although I never expect anything in return because of the love and effort that I put into something, it just felt, at the time, that it was all for nothing. And that is a very selfish thought that I had that I'm willing to admit. It felt like it was my fault for loving so intensely, for loving so dearingly, that perhaps I was the fault. And in all of it. And why my table just seemed so empty all of a sudden, and so fast. But when I finally finished my stages of grief and I landed at acceptance, I realized something. I realized that it wasn't a loss. The guests that I asked to leave my party, or the guests that were just taking a moment away from the party, they weren't losses, but rather a gain in my life. I know it's weird to say that when you lose someone, you in fact gain something. It sounds like an oxymoron, and it probably is. But that's just how the universe works. I will say though, it really would have been a loss if I didn't learn anything, if I didn't learn about myself, how I love and how I want to be perceived in love, and the great many of people that I've been blessed to have in my ballroom. Because if I didn't learn, it really would have been in vain. I learned that for myself, that I do love with a great intensity, and I should not apologize for that or feel any shame. That's just how I am. As long as I do it without malintentions or harming someone, then I am what I am, and I unfortunately can't change that. I also learned that the people that I have or had in my ballroom did in fact have a positive impression in my life, because without them gracing me with their presence and their company and their kindness, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. And if I'm being completely honest, I really like who I am today because of those people. But another reason why I'm saying it's not really a loss, not only because I learned something, but because it brings in the opportunity for something bigger, better, and brighter to come into my ballroom and sit at my table. But while my rectangular table is refilling itself and taking a reboot, I still have a ballroom filled with circular tables with people in my corner that genuinely care about me and enjoy my company. So again, while I wait for my table to refill, I think I'm going to go visit all those other tables, because it's a party. We should be able to mix and mingle, you know? This is life, so enjoy it. We all walk very different and unique strands of life, but I really like to think that all the lives that I've touched and the lives that have touched me are just all for the better. People come and they go, or they might return, but all their lessons still remain, and my party will just keep on swinging. So, if you're going through a similar situation as I am, where you start to realize that the people in your life no longer serve you for the betterment, or someone has chosen to step away for a hot second, just trust, just right here, trust that the universe has something great and wonderful planned for you. Have hope, have faith, be excited that the next thing will be incredibly wonderful and hopefully exactly what you were looking for, or at the very least, exactly what you needed. It's scary. I know. I've been living in a constant cycle of anxiety for the past 3 weeks. It is incredibly scary to not know what the answer is at the end of all of this, but just trust. Go with your gut. And maybe you should visit some of those circular tables in your ballroom, because I'm sure that they would just absolutely love to see your cute, adorable face. And yeah. We're really out here starting the year off on a great fucking note. Well, I am almost out of tea to drink, but I am definitely out of tea to spill. I'm fucking exhausted. If you like what you saw, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more of this adorable face, go ahead and click that subscribe button to become a part of this fun little community. I would absolutely love to have you here. Please, write down in the comments below, how's your New Year's going? Have you decided to cut ties with anyone? Were you not expecting to do that? Let me know. I'm losing my fucking marbles over here. Oh my god. Anyways, I'm Sue. Thanks so much for listening to my perspective. I'll see y'all fucking whenever I get the stamina to film again. Oh my god, that took way too much out of me. I need a nap. Fucking god. That was ridiculous. That was fucking ridiculous. There is no reason, absolutely no reason, that shooting that took me almost 2 hours. There's just no need. There's so much mucus in my body that I cannot physically expel it. I need a nap, I need a cookie, and maybe, just maybe, an Olive Garden trip. I'm fine.